Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wine Review. I'm Ryan, the Wine Guy, and I will be reviewing for you tonight a California Merlot. I'm not particularly big on Merlots, but I like to give everything a try once in a while. And not all wines are the same. As you've noticed, I've had wines that are from Cabs, Pinot Noirs, and I've really liked some of them. I've somewhat liked some of them, and I haven't really liked some of them as well. So, this will be a California Merlot. Technically, 91% Merlot, 90% Cabernet Sauvignon. It is from Josh Cellars. That is their name. It is a lower end kind of Merlot from Joseph Carr. It is bottled and vinted by Joseph Carr. 2014 vintage. Here's the bottle. The wine. You can really get a better idea if I do it in under some good light. No, that doesn't work. Oh, here we go, right there. So the wine is fairly light, although it does have sort of the rubiness as it gets core, but still very light, which you would expect. You would expect that from a Merlot. But since there is that 9% Cabernet Sauvignon mixed in there, so technically it's a blend. But, it's 91% Merlot, so it's dominant Merlot. Wines do that a lot. Almost any cab you find, probably Merlots. And even like Zinfandels and Syrah will not always be 100%. Now there are that are truly 100%, but most wines, especially red wines, are blends. And the only way to really truly find out whether or not they're a blend is if it doesn't list it on the bottle. Go to their website and see if it says 100%. Most wines, wineries should say their vintages and their wines and whether or not they're truly 100% something or 90 this and 90 that. So 91% Merlot is enough for it to be called a true Merlot. I believe for it to really be considered a mixed, I believe it has to be like, 60. I think 60 is a cutoff, maybe 65. But there has to be some sort of other mixture in there. So 9% is not enough for it to call this a mix. So it is predominantly Merlot. We're looking at about 13.5% alcohol. Price, you're looking probably at, I would say 13, 14 at the most, but you can really get it on sale for $10. So $10 I would say. On the back it says this on all the Joss Cellars wines. So I'm only going to read it once. So in the future when I do have another Josh wine, I won't read it unless if I'm actually getting a Joseph Carr. I think the Joseph Carr wines actually label what you're going to be looking at. This is just a little thing about, I guess, how it was formed or whatever. But my father's name was Joseph, but his best friend just called him Josh. And that's where you get Joseph Carr from, and that's where you get the Josh Cellars from. Grape growers that I call friends help handcraft the first vintage of Josh Cellars, a winemaker's wine we made just for each other. This Merlot offers rich plum and black cherry flavors. ascended by savory spices and toasted oak, with a soft, supple texture and long finish, and true to that first wine we made. Expressive and bold, but smooth and approachable. It's a wine I make for you and your family, friends, and a man I call Dad. So, I guess that did kind of say what the Merlot would look like. It says a little bit more on their website. This bouquet, the bouquet of this Merlot is complex, with violets, sweet plums, rosemary, and vanilla bean. On the palate, the wine is velvety and soft in texture, with flavors of juicy plums, blackberries, and Bing cherries, and a long cocoa powder finish and fine tannins. Well, we'll see if we get any of that on the nose. I'm sure we will. So, let's start off. One thing that I am noticing right off the bat is it has that earthy smell to it. And earthy, really the only way to describe it is kind of like some sort of like rotting leaves or damp grass or forest floor kind of. Or kind of the smell you get after a rain on a humid day. But those of you who know Bordeaux style wines know that earth. This is definitely getting an earthy nose. There are strawberries. There are some raspberries. Definitely a floral, so those violets. I think it's that rosemary that's actually making this the earth. I think it's definitely that rosemary. Plums, cherries. Hints of vanilla. Hint of a little bit of like chocolate or cocoa. And like subtle spices. Very, very subtle spices. And, alright, let's try. Wow. Wow. I am actually surprised at how good this wine is. I am really surprised at how good this wine is. I think I found me a Merlot that I can say I truly enjoy. I mean, I've had ones in the past that I haven't reviewed. You know, this was before I started doing my reviews, and I've had some that I've really enjoyed, but I've had some lately that I really haven't. And I've had at restaurants. Maybe that's just because it's, they've been open for a long time. But this is actually a Merlot. I can say I really enjoy this. It is dry. And it is actually very, flavors do kind of kick away very quickly though. I'm not really tasting any, much more. So I want to do one more sip for you all. You start off with those Bing cherries, as it says, blackberries, plums, hint of strawberries, a little bit of raspberry. I am getting that kind of cocoa mist on the palate. There's a slight grip to it. Not much, but just a slight for me. And I'm not really getting many spices as I was getting on the nose. There's really no spice. There's maybe like a very undertone, very slight hint of a spice, but nothing like, it's not like a kick or anything. It's just very, very easy. But I do feel that it's just too quick. It's just too... all the flavors are just, they hit you and then they go away. If I would say that I'm left with anything, it might be that cocoa powder finish. That's something I really feel that's maybe lingering. Is maybe this cocoa powderness in the very back. So other than that, I feel it's just too quick. It hits you good, then it dissipates very quickly. But pretty much, it's a very soft wine. It's a very soft, easy, approachable wine if you're new to wine, or if you're not into those like big, bold wines. This is definitely a wine I would recommend that you try. Very affordable, very reasonable price, and it's good. It's good. It's a 4 to 5 for me. It's a 4 to 5. I just feel that it just really, it just goes too quickly. Flavors just kind of really are, but it's just has all these great components in it, and I'm loving all the components of the wine. So there's really no derogatory marks on the nose, no marks on the palate, and not even as it's going down, just that I wish there would be a longer finish, more lingering flavors. But 4 to 5, that's still pretty good. Like I said, I've been having some good wine lately, so hopefully, I'm in a step in the right direction. Hopefully I never have to give another... if I give it 3.5 stars, that's still a good wine for me. That's a try wine. 3 stars are kind of like, take it or leave it. So we'll see what my next 3-star wine is. I have a feeling I got 5 wines left to try. I'll probably will buy another 6 or 8 here next week maybe. So I'll have another 11 or 12 to choose from. I'm going to be doing some whites coming up. Probably a white, if not next week, the week after that, maybe near Christmas time or after Christmas, and then a red blend coming up soon, and then maybe a couple like maybe an Italian and a French. Actually, I do have a French wine coming up. I know that for a fact. So until then, I'm Ryan, the Wine Guy. And like I said, hopefully it will be a while before I give another satisfactory review. Till next time, cheers.